What did they do, Bernard? How did they lose this one?
We don't know the answer yet, but with Solo describing the wind picking up and killing everyone, it's possible the ground is poisoned with radiation. Whatever it was, humanity had created silos, preparing for the worst. And looking at what happened to Silo 17, the history of Silo 18, and what is currently brewing right now, humanity hasn't learned its lesson. At least it doesn't seem like it. This episode splits between both silos, with Juliet desperate to stop a war while her silo rushes toward one. Juliet needs to find a firefighter suit. It's in an area submerged underwater. She works with Solo to scrape up anything she can find or design something she can use to help her breathe underwater. Solo has been alone for so long that he tends to lose focus. He is filled with so much information that would be fascinating at any other time. But he does come through in the end.
See, there's a bellows inside that pushes air through a valve. You can use this to push air down a tube.
And we get to see Juliet's engineering skills like we did in the season 2 opener. She succeeds in getting the suit only to have Solo run off to the vault. He's stressed out for a bit, almost forgetting the passcode, and for a minute there I thought he was going to be stuck outside. Or maybe that he left it open and somebody got in and changed the code or something. But luckily he was able to get in and get himself settled. And then he went back to spouting information, only this time it was very appreciated. We managed to get some information on timelines, at least possibly. He's been living there alone for a long time, but he doesn't say how long, but it could be over 40 years.
She used to sit next to me. Her mom. She would jar peach preserves.
So, this is a level B classroom?
Mm-hmm.
So she would have been 11 or 12 when the rebellion started. So how are you sitting next to her?
I didn't mean that this belonged to Lapis.
If he was around 12 at the time of their rebellion, then he was too young to be Russell's shadow. I don't think Russell would have a 12-year-old shadow. Maybe in that silo that's what they do, but I doubt it. So I'm thinking that maybe he was actually Russell's son. Just a theory. And then there's the comment about his scar.
What happened to your eye? Was that during the rebellion or?
Yeah, that's something I don't like to talk about.
And if we go back to episode 1.
My hand slipped. I didn't mean to.
I know.
Why wouldn't he open the door?
He was told not to.
The sheriff said that his hand slipped. Could it have been that he accidentally injured Solo during this exchange? And Russell did tell Solo, don't let anyone into the vault. So this conversation right here could be about Solo. As Juliet makes inroads, Silo 18 is ripping itself apart. Bernard is following the order, which says to blame Mechanical and unite the rest of the silo against them. Now Sims wants power, while Shirley and Knox...
But Cheryl, other than revenge, what do we want?
The truth.
And who can blame them? All of which collide at the end of this episode. Most of their history is forbidden here, and yet past generations found a way to collect it. They wrote it on the walls.
Look what they wrote next to the names. Started with a food shortage in the farms. And then it looks like blamed on Mechanical. You see?
And so the two of them plan to meet Judge Meadows to have a conversation about going outside and just checking things out because they just want to know the truth. They want to know where she is, if she's alive. Meanwhile, Meadows grants a request to see Lucas for an appeal. He is staring at 10 years in the mines for not telling IT that Juliet had the hard drive. There's a moment there where they both share their love for the outside world or their curiosity for it, when she asks him what he thinks the lights in the sky is. And that is actually the true reason why she agreed to meet him. Luke shares his theory that the earth is on a ball and it moves. The lights don't move. And she surprises him when she tells him forbidden knowledge that she knows.
The lights in the sky are called stars. And you're right. The world rotates and revolves around the sun.
But just when it looks like she might free him from his punishment, which is really unfair, she instead reduces it down to 5 years. 5 years is a hard time. Plus, he had a mother he was taking care of, so we don't know what's going to happen to her. He is stunned. I think much of the reason for her decision is from what she told him before they started talking about the stars. She had told him that him going to the mines is for the betterment of the silo, that somebody has to mine. And this reason that she gives will come to bite her later on. Knox and Shirley make the long trek upward with Martha and Carla. They both take a break and they contemplate.
If Meadows goes for it, sending people out to look around, come back. Would you volunteer?
In a heartbeat? You?
Yeah,
What would you want to see?
the distance.
The distance. That's a powerful answer. Would you volunteer to go outside? I'm kind of thinking I would. I mean, you give me the right take, and I might want to see for myself because the curiosity is just killing these people. Meanwhile, the sheriff investigates the shooting that ended up with Cooper and the unknown person dead. Judicial took Cooper's body, which they shouldn't have, and this shocks the sheriff. And the unknown man went missing. His body went missing. But the sheriff got a description, a person with a beard, and he deduces that it was Patrick Kennedy. And to make the case even more interesting, the doctor who examined Patrick Kennedy's body didn't make an official record that Kennedy had died. And then you add that to this.
Where was he shot?
Right here. No, wait.
Wait, so is Patrick Kennedy still alive? Is he getting his memory wiped as per Sims' promise? Will Sims use him for something else? Speaking of Sims, he is desperate to become Bernard's shadow, but he hasn't made much headway. He knows that Bernard has been spending a lot of time with Meadows, and he's concerned that Meadows is going to be his shadow because that's the person that Bernard seems to be confiding in. So Sims devises his own plan to politically remove her. He has people post signs demanding that she be impeached. The higher-ups in Silo do quite a bit of gaslighting. Bernard invites Meadows over for dinner, where she would then get her suit and proper tape for her secret trek outside. She's been waiting for it, and he promised that she was supposed to get it today, and this is what she's waiting for. So she goes to the dinner with him, and they seem to be having a good time. They're enjoying herself, but the dinner does not go as planned. Bernard poisoned her. The poison is in the mushrooms, and she doesn't have long to live. She loves him, and she knows he loves her, and she asks why.
Why?
I must follow the order.
Have a way that my death will serve that.
It will unite the silo.
I have to disagree with Bernard here. Revolutions happen enough that one has to wonder whether or not his book, The Order, maybe has been getting it wrong the whole time. But for Meadows, the irony in all this is that she used the betterment of the silo to not grant clemency to Lucas, while the man she loves used the same reasoning for killing her. But before she died, she shared information.
It had something to do with Salvador Quinn, 140 years ago when he was head of IT.
During the rebellion.
Yes, he wrote a letter. Part of it was in code.
What did it say?
I can't tell you, Bernard.
You deciphered it, didn't you?
Stop!
Where is this letter she deciphered? That's the next mystery. She also confesses that she lied when she told him 25 years ago that she didn't want to be his shadow because she didn't want to be tethered to him. The truth was,
I would happily have been by your side, but I knew that you could never give yourself fully to me.
but then we learned that she vanished for 4 days before quitting. Why? What happened those 4 days? Where did she go? I'm wondering. It takes a few days to walk up and down the silo. Could she have taken her deciphered letter and given it to someone like Martha? In her final moments, in a way, Bernard gave her the hot air balloon that she wanted, and he did it by way of this virtual reality eyepiece that allowed her to experience being in Costa Rica, where she saw a white-faced capuchin monkey, a red-eyed tree frog, and a flock of quetzal birds. It really was a beautiful moment, but it was also bittersweet. I thought love would prevail with these two, but the silo beat them. But Bernard's not done. There's a bigger plan involved here. He knows that the mechanical team of 4 is ready to meet Meadows. He and Sims have already successfully created division and stoked bad feelings between the mechanical group and mostly everyone else in the silo, especially the ones up north.
Power stays out until we see the judge.
I believe I can get you in to see her if you turn the lights back on.
And now here comes the ultimate in gaslighting. Bernard framed Mechanical for the murder of Judge Meadows, and now the revolution is afoot. In addition, those impeachment demands weakened Meadows politically and forced Bernard's hand, but he didn't want her dead. He loved her. And so I wonder if he holds a grudge against Sims. We shall see how this plays out. Do you think Juliet is going to get there in time to stop anything? Or do you think there's going to be more bloodshed? Where do you think Meadows was those 4 days? And what is this deciphered letter about? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments section, and thank you for watching.